it's really sad that what goes on. So I don't know. It's really something. I'll have a story to break on tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
If not tomorrow, next week. I want to bring something to the audience. See if I could, do some more research on it. But it's something interesting that I'll have it for you. Hopefully tomorrow. If not next week. Tomorrow, might have to do the sports report on location at another location. I have an appointment, but let's see how it goes. Maybe I'll make it back in time.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, nevertheless, while you were talking, we dumped off the air. I don't know what's happening. Maybe Facebook. I don't know what's happening with Facebook, but our whole program got dumped again, and we're back on now. We were dumped again, and what happened? It started. My computer system here froze up, so I had to reboot. But it got dumped even before the computer got frozen. So I don't know if it was a thing on my part or whatever, but we're going to check it out anyway. Anyway, Brian, we'll catch you back here tomorrow on the call.
Okay, I'll see you then.
Okay, take care of yourself. All right, that's Brian Camp right here with the latest developments in today's world of sports and his sports update. We were still on the air. We were on the air with Instagram, so Instagram still heard us, but we dropped out on Facebook and we dropped out on YouTube. But we're back now. So that's okay. We're back now. I was just trying to figure out what's going on. It's hard to say what's happening. With the changes on Facebook, you got the changes on Facebook, the new name, and I don't know, with this new name, I don't know if that's going to change the name. We know the name is going to change, but I'm not sure what kind of change will be on the website itself, or whether or not we're going to continue with this show, whether we have the facilities, are they going to provide us with the facilities to continue this show? No one knows, because everything happened so fast. It just happened so fast. And of course, you already know that they're under fire anyway. And so, he made the announcement today, Mark Zuckerman. He made the announcement today that they're changing the name and changing the logo, and we're just going to have to see what happens. It's oh boy, it's weird. It's really weird. But we'll see what happens. So I look back on the Facebook. I'm monitoring live Facebook now. We're back on the air, I think. I think we're back on the air. Yeah, let me see. My monitor here in the studio, it says live, so we're still live. But I'm monitoring Facebook itself, and I'm going to see what happens with that. I'm rebooting that, then. So I don't know. Yeah, it looks like we're back on the air live. I guess, I don't know. It's buffering. It's buffering on Facebook. I'm not sure what it is, but we look like. If anybody's out there watching, let me know what you're getting. If we're coming through okay over there, because it's hard to tell. I know over on YouTube we're looking good. We're okay on YouTube. We're okay on Instagram. It looks okay there. Facebook. We have to see what's happening with that. I have to see what's happening yet. It's still wait, and it says on Facebook. It says waiting for live video signal. The broadcast is waiting for signal. It should resume shortly, and it's in black. That's what I'm getting. I don't know if you're getting the same thing or not. Are you guys getting the same thing? Are you guys getting? I don't know. Somebody please let me know. Let me know. I'll be waiting for your call. It's been a strange night. Strange night here. Anyway, we're gonna move on. I just have a feeling something's gonna go down with Facebook as far as this broadcast goes. I just have a strange feeling something is going to happen. Anyway, let's talk about what's happening in today's music, huh? Or this day in history. How about that? Let's do that. See what happens. You guys can let me know what's happening. On this day in history, 1922, first U.S. coast-to-coast radio broadcast had a football game, their very first football game coast-to-coast. On this day in history, 1936, FDR rededicates the Statue of Liberty on this fifth anniversary. On this day in history, in 1948, the flag of Israel is adopted. In 1954, a Nobel Prize for lecture is awarded to Ernest Hemingway. On this day in history, 1961, Fiorello, that's a play, Fiorello closed at the Broadhurst Theater in New York City, starring Tom Bosley, after 796 performances and Pulitzer Prize. In 1962, Radio Moscow, or Moscow, however you want to pronounce it. I say Moscow, I read it as I see it. Radio Moscow reports nuclear missiles in Cuba deactivated. And that same year, Cuban Missile Crisis, United States President John F. Kennedy receives a letter from Nikita Khrushchev suggesting agreement. On this day in history, in 1974, Luna 23 launched. It goes to the moon. In 1986, the centennial of the Statue of Liberty is dedicated and is celebrated in New York Harbor. In 1917, actor Jack Sue, a Japanese and American artist, actor who played in the Flower Drum Song and Barney Miller, you know him, right? His birthday, he was born on this day in 1917 in Oakland, California, and he died in 1979, and he would have been 104 years old. In 1927, British actress and jazz pop singer Cleo Lane. Cleo Lane, she's still alive and well, was born on this day in Middlesex, England. She's 94 today. 1941, doo-wop singer Curtis Lee, with his hit record Pretty Little Angel Eyes, was born on this day. But he passed away in 2015. He was born in Yuma, Arizona, and he would have been 80 years old today. In 1945, Wayne Montana of the Mindbenders, with his big hit, The Game of Love, was born on this day in 1945 in Manchester, England, and he passed away in 2020, and he would have been 76 years old. In 1948, Thelma Hopkins, American singer. She sang with Tony Orlando and Don. She's also an actress, played in Family Matters. Remember that sitcom? She was born on this day in Louisville, Kentucky, and she's 73 years old today. 1949, Caitlyn Jenner. We originally knew him as Bruce Jenner, who was also the gold medalist back in 1976. Born in Mount Kisco, New York. And Caitlyn is 72 today. Happy birthday, Caitlyn. In 1952, actress Annie Potts, who played on Designing Women and also played on Any Day Now, was born in Nashville, Tennessee. She's 69 today. And the founder of Microsoft and computer scientist Bill Gates was born on this day in 1955. He was born in Seattle, Washington. He's 65 today. And I said 1955 he was born, and he's 65 today. 1962, actress Dolph Zuniga. She was on Melrose Place, and also she played on Spaceballs, and she went into other things. You've seen her sometime in those Lifetime movies. She was born in San Francisco, California. She's 59 today. Actress Lauren Holly was born on this day in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Bristol, Pennsylvania, I should say. She's 58 today. Actress Julia Roberts, one of my favorites. Julia Roberts was born on this day in 1967, and she's 53 today. And finally, 1963, heiress Do, Doris Duke, heiress Doris Duke. She was the heiress of an American tobacco company. Passed away on this day in 1993. She died at the age of 80. Her father, by the way, James Duke, um, came on the name Duke University. He set it off in 1924. And so that's this day in history. And we hope that you find something that we want to talk about in history that I don't know about. Please, by all means, let me know. Let us know. And we'll be happy to bring it out there too. So I see we're still live. We're playing everything ear by ear, little by little. Little by little, we're playing everything. Little by little. And so, ladies and gentlemen, again, if you're out there and you let me know what's going on Facebook. We'll see what happens. We'll play it back at the end of the show and find out what happens if it's still going on. We don't know. We have no idea what's going on. But I see that my studio monitor is working very well. That it says live, so we're out there, and I see people out there. So I guess we are. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got more to talk about, and of course, we have talked about a lot of things, and also in the news. You heard also in the news, ladies and gentlemen, about the shooting on the set, an accidental shooting on the set of a movie that Alec Baldwin is the producer and he starred in. And of course, you heard it by now. Helena Hutchins, at the age of 42, got killed on the set. She didn't get killed on the set, but they rushed her to the hospital and she died there. And she was 42 years old. And Joel Souza, 48 years old, is in the hospital still. And he was injured. And so they're still under investigation. The authorities are checking out, find out what's happening. It's just strange. These news items that come out, they're really strange items. They just come out and they're really strange. And I think about it. Sometimes the things that comes to my mind when I hear this story is that could it have been? I don't want to think this way, but let me just throw it out there and let me know what you think. It could have been a setup. You think live ammo? When they were using guns in the old days. Do you realize that James Cagney, when he did that movie, Angel with Dirty Faces? Remember that movie? Towards the end of the movie, when he was up in, I guess it was a warehouse or something, he was up there in the window, he broke the glass and started firing, and they started firing back at him. Well, according to James Cagney, and I saw this in an interview, he said it himself, they were actually using real bullets to shoot at him. And you could see parts when he was ducking, he was dodging those bullets. They said they were actual real bullets. I don't know, back in those days, I don't know if they actually, maybe he requested it. I don't know. It's strange. But now they're using what they call these prop guns, which a long time ago they used to call them air guns. So when they fired them, I don't even think they were blanks. It was just a big pop and you could see a little fire come out, but it wouldn't hurt anyone, in the old days. But now I think they're using like blanks as a target, and some of the actors were taking target practice. Whole big thing. So anyway, we once again, we want to send our condolences out to Helene Hutchins, and well, it's strange, really strange. It's really strange. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got movies for you. It's 20 minutes to the hour, by the way. And just in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talkback Live. And we're talking to you live. If you have anything to say, by all means, you can join in. Facebook is kind of wacky tonight. And, well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. I only get the feedback from you. And all of you guys out there who are watching us on Instagram, we thank you so much for being with us, and all of you guys are on YouTube. You guys, I see you guys on YouTube. You're there, and you guys on Facebook are there. But it's one thing to see whether or not it's live, because I was monitoring. I'm going back to monitoring the Facebook page. I'm going back to monitoring that. And I see there is I don't know if there's a signal going on. Let me see. Okay. I don't know. Let me see. I see images. The problem is, though, it doesn't say, I don't see anything that says live on there. I don't see anything live. Okay, we're going to keep on going with the show. We're going to keep on going with the show and see what happens. I don't know. It's strange. They're changing the format of what we're doing here. When we set up the show, they changed that as well. And it's just the dashboard here. It's all crazy. It's all crazy. But we'll see what happens. We're working on it. We're working on a lot of things. We're working on it. See what goes on. Okay, so anyway, I have for you, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep the show going, whether we're on or not. We're going to keep things going. That's what they say. The show must go on. So I want to tell you about the movies. Okay, the movies, all the great movies that you guys like on Turner Classic Movies. Well, we have some. I have some for you that I think you're going to like. And if you're not going to be home, if you're going to be home the whole weekend, if you're in an area where you're going to have a lot of inclement weather or whatever. Brian, are you still out there? Are you still out there? If you are, give me a call on the telephone and let me know if you could pick up anything or what's happening out there right now on your end. I hope he does. Anyway, we've got movies for you. Now, if you love those Turner Classic Movies, well, we have some. And let's start off right now. Coming up, we have The Fly. It goes from 1958. Vincent Price, 1958. That's The Fly. And that comes on Turner Classic Movies. And that comes on this Saturday at 6:15 p.m. Eastern. It's a great movie, great horror flick. And that comes on. Also, you have Frankenstein, 1931, starring Boris Karloff. It comes on Turner Classic Movie as well. And that's Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And here's another one I think you're going to like. You're going to like this one. Psycho, starring Anthony Perkins and Janet Leigh. And that comes on Turner Classic Movie from 1960. And that's on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And everything that we give you is Eastern. And it's great. Now, if by chance you don't like those movies, and I couldn't see why you wouldn't, please let me know. Because all you have to do is go to the Turner Classic channel and look through the guide, and they have all of the movies that you enjoy. There may be movies there that you haven't seen in a long time, and something, you could say, well, he didn't mention this one. Well, only is because these are my picks here. These are my picks of the movies. And so with those movies, you can check out, and you might like them, or again, check out. Go to the guide, the Turner Classic Movie Guide, and check it out, and you'll see more that are there as well. Other than that, you could also go to Movie on Demand, and you can check out. There's a lot of movies out there, and movies that are classics, movies that went back to 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 1970s, 1980s, 1960s. Have all of those great movies you can look at and you say, oh, that's something I'll check out, and you can do that too. And there's a lot of great movies, Again, those movies, Turner Classic Movies, there you go. I'll repeat them for you. You've got The Fly with Vincent Price from 1958. That's Saturday, 6:15 p.m. You could watch it there. And you also have Frankenstein 1931 with Boris Karloff. That's Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And Psycho with Anthony Perkins and Janet Leigh. And that's on Turner Classic Movies at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I think you'll like that. Those are great classic movies. You know, they're really great. So you can check them all out. They're all there. And by the way, when you go to these TV on demand, right? Movie on demand, check out the networks. Don't check out all the networks too, because if you're a sports fan, you may have missed a sports event. And when they do have these sports events live, the following day they put them up there on the network that you were watching the sports on. So you can check that out too as well. So check that out. It's all looking good, all feeling good, and you'll like it. Okay. And remembering, the times. Remember the times when you could watch all of these sports. I mean, you got all the Turner Classic Movies and all of that stuff, and I was telling you about. You could watch now. If you have cable and you're paying an arm and a leg for it, a lot of people went this way of buying Fire Stick, and they have a lot of different products out there that you can do. Now, I remember before all of this came about, there was this thing called, and I don't know if you remember it or not, this thing called Rabbit TV. And if nobody's could see this, I'll probably repeat this once again sometime in the future too. But there was a thing called Rabbit TV. And they broadcast it on TV. You could subscribe to it. You can buy it. And what they would do is they would send you a Fire TV or a Rabbit TV stick, which that's what they called it back then. But it was like a flash drive. And let me show you what it looked like. It looked like this. You see? Let me see. I'll put it closer to the camera because it's like, you see that? Do you remember that? I got it to the, all right, this is close. There's so much lighting on the top, but that's what it looked like. And I'll show it to you guys who are watching there on Instagram. It looks backwards to you, right? All right, don't worry about it. But that's what the stick looked like. Now, this thing was a total ripoff. I found out later. Because what happens when they send you the stick, you subscribe, you pay a monthly fee of whatever it was, I think $6 or whatever it was. I don't know what it was, monthly, right, just to stay on it. And all you have to do is just plug it into your computer, and the website would come up. And in some cases, there was some live TV. Some cases, there were some live TV. Not much of it. There was some live TV. And you also had movies that were classics, and I love those classic movies, and they were right there. They were all pre-recorded. All you have to do is just pop it up. Whatever you come to mind, you could, like, let's say movies and sitcoms of the 50s. They had a section for the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, 80s, and up to date, and all of that. And there was some live TV, not much, not the premium stuff, of course, but there was some. And once you plug it in, you would get it, and you would go there. What I found out later, that after all of that, what they did, later on, you didn't have to use the stick anymore. You didn't have to use the stick anymore. All you have to do is just pop up on the website. You key it in, you put your name in, you type in your name and your password or whatever, and it'll pop right up. They didn't have to use the stick anymore. But what I found out later why it was a ripoff, because everything I saw on there, I could easily picked up on YouTube. And I brought that to someone's attention, and they said, "Oh yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right." They say, I subscribe to it as to Rabbit TV. I subscribed to Rabbit TV, and I thought I was getting a good deal out of it, watching movies that they didn't have anywhere. But found out later that everything that they had on there, you could pick up on YouTube. And not only can you pick it up on YouTube, you can download the movies from YouTube if you have a YouTube downloader. They have this. This is no secret. This is no secret. They have a YouTube downloader, and all you have to do is go onto CNET, where they have all the download sites. You can download things, whatever it is. They have downloaders for whatever you like. And so I picked up on the YouTube downloader, and now I can download all of the movies that I see there. Now they don't have every single thing, every single movie that you want to see. You just can't name them and say, some of the movies are there, but uh, they're not in full and they're just trailers. But now this place is out of business. They're out of business now, and I guess by fooling the public the way they did, they figured, well, there's no sense in staying in business anymore because we lost customers. Everybody's bailing out, and I was one of them, bailed out right away. No more customers, so we're out. So people are trying a lot of things. And so they're a thing of the past, and now everybody's going to the Fire Stick, which is now not only are you getting pre-recorded shows, but you're getting live TV as well. Fire Stick, and you pay a certain amount a month, a year. You can pay yearly, monthly, whatever it is, and what is about $100 some odd a year, and people are getting rid of their cables. Now I don't know how long this Fire Stick is going to go on. I mean, it looks good now for a lot of people. I don't know how long it's going to go down when people are going to say, well, wow, we're gonna dump this right away. I'm not trying to put words or anything in anyone's mouths or give anybody ideas, but it's so unbelievably, it's too good to be true, and in the meantime you're paying all of this money for your cable, right? You're paying for the cable box, and you're paying for the cable. What's cable today? It goes up like to 200, and I gotta be one of the suckers to tell you about it. Right now I'm paying cable. I'm holding on to it for a while, and it's close to what two and a half bills, 2.5 bills a month for cable. I remember when I first started cable, got some of the premium channels and everything. I didn't pay more than 160 some odd bucks a month, and back then that was kind of steep. But now it's like going up there. People are switching cables now. When you see these commercials about cable TV, you've got cable TV, you've got Spectrum, you've got Cox, you've got Direct TV, you got all of these people competing for each other, saying we're going to lower the price. Not only will we lower the price, but we're going to get high speed internet. Now you got to determine, or you got to figure out, what is high speed internet. What is high speed internet to you? Do they actually give you that high speed? Just once you get there, is your high speed that quick, and then later on you find that whatever you're downloading, it's not as fast as it were before, and no matter how much you clean your computer out or you optimize your computer, it's still the same thing. There's always a scam going, so you have to look at these things, and I'm still exploring, and I'm still trying to explore certain things to find out what's happening, because I know a lot of people who have these Fire Sticks that just drop their cable altogether, and they're not paying no more than $100 some odd a month, maybe a year. Depending on what brand of Fire Stick you got. You got Amazon produced them, and you got other people are producing these things, and you have to go shop around and find out what's best for you, what's suitable, what's nicer, things like that. So, that's what we look at. That's what we're looking at right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you go shopping, you look around. That's why I always give you the reports on Turner Classic Movies. Remember that if you get something like Rabbit TV, which is and the only thing I got out of Rabbit TV was a souvenir. This souvenir, that's the only thing I got out of Rabbit TV, was a souvenir. And I'll keep it. After all, I did pay for it. Okay, if you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan. It's still hard to say whether or not we're on the air. My studio monitor here is working, and I'm checking on, I think we are not on the air on Facebook. I think I can safely say that we're not on the air on Facebook, but we are on the air on Instagram right there. We're on the air on YouTube. I can see that. We're doing that. That's fine. That's fine. So I'm trying to figure out what the thing with Facebook is, because you heard about Facebook. They're going to change their name, and maybe this is the start of something bad right now. We'll have to see. It's 4 minutes to the hour here on Talkback Live, and my name is Frank Allan. And in case you're just joining us, make sure that you join us every week. We're here every Thursday between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern. And of course, we talk about everything that you want to talk about. And those of you who are watching and you're not watching on Facebook because you can't get us on Facebook, give me a note. Show me a note. Because if you can't get us on Facebook, you always check us out on YouTube, which gets me to remind you that if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do that, because when you do that, you're part of the family, and this way you could watch us every time we come on the air. You'll be notified. If we are so much as post a pre-recorded video for entertainment, something that we think you may like, you will be notified for that too. A lot of people are subscribing, and we're glad that you're doing. And so you'll never miss a show that way. Now, those of you who are watching us on Instagram, those of you who are there, subscribe to us on Instagram. Follow us. I don't think the word on Instagram is subscribe. I think it's follow. Follow us on Instagram. And of course, you'll never miss a show when you do that as well. Now, for those of you who are on Facebook, we're gonna have to find out what's happening with this thing. We're gonna have to find out what's happening. But as I said, the people there on Facebook, I don't know. No, I haven't gotten any notes yet from anyone on Facebook to let us know if we're out there or not. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But YouTube, thank you for being out there with us. And when you join us tomorrow, by the way, we'll be here live on Facebook again, hopefully. But we will certainly be here on YouTube and Instagram as well for the coffee hour. That'll all happen here. It's coming up. We've got a minute and a half to go before we go on, and I want to remind you that you could also, if you want to get in touch with me in any way, please contact me. I have a phone number and I have an email address. If you want to make any comments, suggestions, and ideas, all you have to do is get in touch with us that way. My telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Again, that number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. My email address is frankallanprod, FrankAllan, frankallanprod, PROD at AOL.com. Again, that's frankallanprod at AOL.com. We're going to leave you now, and we'll come back tomorrow morning, as I said, on the coffee hour. You and I, all of us together, we're going to be here. Brian Kent will be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports, along with DJ Pete. 20 to the hour, that's 2020 feature. Brian 20 after the hour, DJ Pete 20 to the hour with, of course, he'll have entertainment news. And of course, you, me, and all of us together tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Other than that, I'll be back here. I will attempt to be back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for more Talk Back Live. Until then, have yourself a great morning, afternoon, good evening, and good night. Take care, everybody.